Hello, beautiful. Hello, handsome. You feeling? Oh, look at that stance. Look at his stance. What a boy. What a lad. What a gentleman. Morning, Jivo. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, Fifi. Look at you. Good morning, Tritopus. It's so dark today. It's so dark. Here you go. Oh, little bunnies. Being pushed out the way by Fifi's snoot. Good morning, Saffron and Zara and Monmouth and Bee. Good morning, Steve. Morning, Rob. My phone does this thing. I don't know why it would do it. But every time I put in what the category is, I'll put in animals, aquariums and zoos, and then I'll turn it on its side, the way stream is. And it always resorts back to what it last was. So it went back to Mass Effect, and I was like, why? But it seems that when I press go live, it'll be in the right one. It just does it instantly. I don't know why. I don't know why. Good morning, Ladybug. Good morning, Joe. Morning, Shortix. But yeah, how have you all been? How was yesterday? I didn't talk to anyone yesterday. I hope you all had lovely days. Hope those of you who haven't been feeling very well are feeling better. Babies indeed. Oh my gosh, it really is at that stage of like, sometimes it just doesn't get light in the day, and then by 2 o'clock it's dark again. You're just like, oh, I don't know how people do it in like the those Scandinavian places where you don't get light at all. I must drive you mad. Because I guess you can have like daylight lamps and that sort of stuff, but it must be so tough. Kinetic, thank you very much for the 45 months. Thank you. I hope you're doing good. Because I guess at least if you're in the place that's like, daylight all the time, you could get blackout curtains and stuff like that. Whereas I feel like being dark all the time. I mean, it gets me down even when it's winter, and we still get at least 2 hours of daylight sometimes if we're lucky. Yesterday was very tiring because I did all the catching up on work, because I might not have done because I was watching you mass the effect. Oh no, sorry. Distraction. And Kai, thank you very much for 39 months at tier 2. Hope you're doing well, Brinks. I'm okay. Just, oh my gosh, yesterday I tried to get some stuff done as well. And I, basically there were these, part of the footage was in a file format that, Premiere Pro just doesn't like, wouldn't take it. So I had to transfer it over or convert it to a different file type. And it took hours. And it turns out I'd converted it to, because I was just like, okay, I'll set it to do, and then I'll record Comfort Zone, and then I can go back and I can get started on this. And then I got back and I'd set it to convert to the wrong file type. It was like H.265 and it's meant to be H.264, and I was just like, no. So I had to set it to do it all over again. I was like, I have achieved nothing today. Dear oh dear. Just remembered I can redeem treats today. Thank you. Good morning, Arno. Never really been a darkness person. No, me neither. Good morning, Hanny and Aruved and Frey. I 3 tears for file conversion being awful. Yeah. But I did, I worked on it a bit last night and I got quite a bit done. More than less than I wanted to get done, but more than I thought I would get done after all of that malarkey. So yes. Morning, Justin. Gerry, you got a snotty snoot. Why him got that snotty snoot? There we go. Well done, bunnies. He's off, Fifi. He's run away. He's abandoned us. I accidentally put any on the floor. I thought I had one. Oh, here you go, Fifi. There we go. There we go. Rawr. Are you going to do members vlogs for your channel members again? I was thinking about it. I had the urge to do it again recently because it sort of got pushed by the wayside because I started just having too much like outside of streaming work to do, and it was all of the vlogs were turning into, hello, I sat at a computer all day and I edited and then I did a stream and then I edited more. So that, or it would be that I was like working on something else that I wasn't allowed to talk about. So I was a bit like, I've not really got anything to say, but it could be nice to do them, to start doing them again over Jingle Jam when, we can talk about things again. Morning, Annie. Morning, Thomas. Because I really wanted to start doing the channel clips again, because I did like doing those because they were nice for me to look back at as well. So yeah, I think what I need to do, in all honesty, what would be good for me to do is to start having a dedicated editing day. Because then I think I would be, because at the moment I'll sort of like, get up, start editing at 8 to bun stream, then edit between 11 and sort of like 1:30, and then have a cup of tea and then do a stream and then sometimes edit after that. So I think just doing things in little bits and bobs means that the time I spent getting back into it means that everything takes twice as long, if that makes sense. Because I'm not very good at just being like, I'll just drop straight into this. And it means that I make mistakes as well because I'm not fully concentrating and stuff like that. So I was thinking maybe I should just have like, on Tuesdays, I just edit and that's what I concentrate on, sort of thing. And then I can be doing freelance work, or I can be doing my own stuff, or I can be doing comfort zone stuff. But yeah, if we stop doing Tears of the Kingdom, I guess when we're finished, maybe it could be a Thursday that I do, but I don't really know what the best day for it is, because I'm sort of tied in, because I share an edit PC with Rythian. He edits in the evening, so it's not like I can be like, well, I'll just edit after I finish the stream, because that's when I do, like, I tend to have the evenings to do Comfort Zone and my stuff, because then I'm having to use my computer, if that makes sense. Whereas, I don't know, I'll figure it out. I know, Arnhall, but eventually we are going to come to the end of the game. We've managed to hold off for a year. But eventually I think we will have to finish it. There be no Koroks left to save. Well, actually, there must be like 600 Koroks left to save still. I have seen Mothman Prophecies. I don't think Gerry's getting up anytime soon, so I'm gonna go over to he. I've seen Mothman Prophecies, but to be fair, I watched it in, I want to say like 2006 or something, and I don't remember it. I remember watching it in a church in Durham. Was it even a church? It was a really old building that had been converted, and I went to visit my sister in Durham, and they were having a movie night, and it was Mothman Prophecies, and there was a lightning storm outside, which really added to like the spoopiness. But other than that, other than the actual setting I watched the film in, I have no memory of the film itself. So I could probably do with a rewatch, as I've forgotten all of it. But it sounds like it could be cool. Would it have been 2006? When did it come out? They had like Sender. I heard that the Rosebud are playing some board games with Yogs. Hope you're part of it. Oh yeah, they announced the on that. I saw the video of them announcing that. Came out in 2002. I'm trying to think when my sister would have been at uni. Maybe I was younger when I visited her than I thought. I went to uni in 2008, but I took this is going to be like a maths problem, but I took a gap year, and she's 6 years older than me, so I guess she would have been at uni. Wait, does that mean she would have been 7 years or 5 years earlier? Because if I took it would be 7 years before, wouldn't it? So if she was at uni, she would have started in 2001, and maybe it was 2002 actually that I would have visited. But how old would I have been? I don't remember. At some point in the early 2000s, I did watch Mothman Prophecies. If Johnny has 6 apples and he went to Durham University, how many Mothmen were there? Yeah, it probably would have been about that time. I don't remember what year of uni she was in when I went to see her either. I just remember my memories from that time. I guess I very illegally went into a club with my sister and her friends, and it was terrifying. And I remember there being posh people smoking cigars, and my sister told me that they were called Ras, because that was what, I don't know how universal a term that is, but I think all of the posh students that went to Durham were always known as Ras, because that's just sort of how they talk. Good morning, Lovato. I was very young in 2002. I'm still very much doing the same thing, looking at cute buns and playing with Lego. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what I say. What sort of club was it? No, the Ras weren't at the club. The Ras were at, I think they were on a different day that I met them. The club was just like a typical student nightclub. But I think I would have been like 14. And all of her friends just sort of smuggled me in. And I was just like, I do not like this. I do not care for this. But yeah, that was my memories of Durham. I remember going back when my sister graduated and I chose to wear heels, and then it was all cobbled streets, and I was like, this, I'm not going to make it here without a broken ankle. What was I thinking? Good morning, Megalomaniac. Because I'm not the best. Do you know what I found the problem is recently? That I can walk in heels. It's just for some reason I've always bought stilettos. But as soon as I bought a pair of wedge heels, absolutely fine. And I bought a pair of heeled boots, and they're actually really comfortable. So I think it's just my fault for buying stupid heels all my life. And now I've actually got a pair of comfortable, sensible ones. They're absolutely fine. Gerry, you're so snuffy today, my love. You got them snuffs. Wonder if it was a bit cold overnight. Also, he didn't get to have his medicine yesterday at all because the vet sent it to the wrong branch. So poor boy must be all creaky and achy at the moment. I just got sent. You know, the other day I was like, I'm gonna finish stream 10 minutes early so I can walk to the vet and get it. And then I was like, hang on a second. I remember I got an email, so I'll double check that it's actually there. And they were like, we've sent it to blah 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 branch, and I was just like, well, that's like miles away. How am I meant to get it? And then I called up that branch just to be like, is this a mistake? Do you actually have it? And they were like, yeah, it's really weird. They wrote the right branch on it and then they just delivered it here anyway. I'm like, yeah, can you send it to the right place, please? And that was 2 days ago and I've still not heard that it's at the right place. So yeah. My brownie and his is going to be like 8 foot. No, I'm only like, in the heels I have, I must be like 6'1". So not really, not that tall. Not that tall at all. Kirsty was talking about going to Sweden yesterday and saying she wants to go shopping when she next goes to Sweden. And I was like, can you buy me tall lady things? And then I looked it up and the average height of women in Sweden is still only 5'6". And I was like, well, that's still not enough. I thought it was meant to be a city of the city of Sweden. I thought it was meant to be a country of long people. But no, apparently still small. Good morning, Lee. Morning, Pebble. The Dutch are long, right? Yeah, I don't know where the tallest average height of a woman is. Sweden city super long. True. It made me laugh the other day because in Duolingo actually terrified me the other day, but I'll tell this part first. But in Duolingo, I'm on a section that's just called Learn Your Languages or something, and Swedish is just like Swedish. Just like, this sounds like the sort of thing someone would jokingly guess for it to be, but it just actually is. Swedish and Spanish. But I got into, so you know the way that Duolingo has different cups, so it'll say, oh my gosh, saying cups just reminded me what my dream was last night. It was horrible. Thank you Ted for the 48 months. Get bunnied, Mothman, you are nice. Thank you. Morning, Chewy. I hope you're okay, Ted. Hello, Anhole. Yes, ADH do be. What was I? So, yeah, the Duolingo, it has different cups. So there's like the Obsidian League, and then I got into the Diamond League, and I was like, well, what's the one above that? Because if you're in the top however many, you keep going into the next one. But the top 10 of the Diamond League, all it says is the tournament. And I'm like, what happens if you're in the tournament? Do I get entered into some sort of Duolingo Hunger Games? So yeah, I don't really want to be in the tournament. But I am actually quite curious. as to what happens in it. But yeah, saying the word cups reminded me that I had a really horrible dream where, first things first, I was like, it was in like a romantic-y setting, and I was having an affair with the Queen. But that's by the by. It wasn't like our Queen. It was a different Queen. I think it was meant to be the Queen from Priory of the Orange Tree. But the thing I remember about that we were saying that like I had pleased her, and if we both had children, they were allowed to be married. And I was thinking, wouldn't they be cousins? Which I don't know what that means for what my relationship to the Queen was. But anyway, that's my fault for reading Greek mythology and Jane Austen. But I remember during this time, I looked down and I was like, one of my boobs has like shrunk away. That's really weird. And I sort of put it out of my mind. And then a bit later, I remembered it and I looked down and I was like, hang on, did I misremember that? Or has one of them shrunk? And I looked down and not only had it shrunk, it had like a really freaky third nipple and gills. And I was just like, what the heck? I was like, how has nobody noticed this? I was like, this is like horrendous. And I was just sat in front of the Queen and I was just sort of like, are you not seeing this? How could you not? This is like worse than telling someone they've got, like not telling them they've got food in their teeth or something. This is just like, and I was like subtly trying to cover it up in case no one had seen it. But it was like, yeah, it was like a nipple, but it was like really just like withered and long, and oh my gosh, it was so horrible. And I remember thinking I should get that seen too. Probably by the royal physician or something. But yeah. But yes, that was my dream. And just saying the word cup reminded me of it, because I guess my mind went cup bra boob in a really quick succession. Well, there it is. Thankfully, I didn't record that one, so that will not be a comfort zone one. What was the question? Am I gonna go and see Dune? Is there another Dune? You're gonna go and watch Dune Prophecy? The answer is probably yes, because I just like going to see films and eat popcorn and being in a big quiet room. It's a TV show. Oh, in that case, probably not. Because the only thing I like about Dune is that it plays at the cinema. And if it's not playing at the cinema, then I don't want to see it. Are you sure? Is there not going to be a third part? Or is that literally just going to be called... Wait. Was there a different name for the second one? Is it just called Dune 2? Sandy Boogaloo? Or did it have a name? People just called it Dune 2, didn't they? Did it have like a subtitle or anything? Doony doony doo. Doony doony doon. I hate that Mad Men got that song forever lodged in my head. Harry, thank you very much for the 53 months. Beep, beep, boop, beep. Hi, Punky. Hi, Sleepy Jerry. He is very sweet. It was literally just Dune Part 2. No, I don't. Good morning, Kaino. I don't care about Dune, I'm afraid. I enjoyed watching it at the cinema for the spectacle and the popcorn and the seats, but actually knowing what the heck, I couldn't tell you anything that happened in those two films, and that's like 9 hours of content. And I remember he puts his hand in a box. And that's about, and occasionally a woman off camera goes, ah! that is it. And then there's worms. And there were not spoilers, but there's more worms in the second one, so I preferred that. But yeah, it's not something I'm just not a particularly a sci-fi person. Like, I'm sci-fi in the way that I enjoy things like Jurassic Park and I enjoyed Day of the Triffids. I enjoy that sort of like, what if this world, but this? I like that side of sci-fi. When sci-fi is just more like space and the Galorpians said to the filet mignons, hark forth for the decree, and that stuff, I'm just like, no, I can't bring myself to. The fact that the only character I know the name of is Paul because everyone else's name was just too much for me to know. Is it even Paul? Paul Dune? Is that his name? I don't know. But yeah, Mr. Paul Dune. But I think there's more space. I think that I can see why it's good, but for me, I've said it before, but for me, it was like just like 3 hours. Was it even 3 hours or was it like 2.5? Was it just 2 hours? But for me, it was just like sensory class. Like, I was just there and I was enjoying the sound and the images and the spectacle of it. And I liked being there. But as soon as I left, I could remember none of it. It was just I consumed it in the way that I consume books. I saw this meme the other day that was just like, my face when my friend reads that book that I recommended because it's my favorite book and then they expect me to remember anything that happened in it. For me, enjoying a book is like just the same. It's just vibes. It's just like, one of my favorite books is Time Traveler's Wife. And I love it so much. But could I tell you the names of the main characters? No. I just know how I felt when I read it. So yeah, I'd remember every detail in Dune if it was ancient Greek. That's true. Oh no, I'm really bad at remembering the details of ancient Greek, to be honest. Morning, Sahana. Also, every time I hear like Atreides, it does make me think of the Curse of the House of Atreus. Is it Atreus? So I do get that mixed up sometimes. Boop. Which, of course, dates back to the days of Tantalus. Even before the Curse of Pelops was the Curse of Tantalus, and that fed into the overall... But yes, a tray of these nuts, a tray of nuts. I ate some really lovely nuts the other day. This is gonna go one of two ways with how you react to this. They were Marmite peanuts, and they were delicious. I appreciate that's not going to be everyone's cup of tea. Famously divisive. But but Marmite nuts, they're so tasty. I really like them. But yeah. Hello, Vivi. What are you thinking? Just salt and more salt, yeah, with some yeast thrown in. But I saw that they were... I had never heard of them, but I'm really bad for this. I was doing an online food shop, and then it does that thing where it's just like, things you might have missed. And it's always things that it knows that you shouldn't get, but will want to get. And I saw them, and it said that they were marked as vegan, and I was just like, okay. Okay, I'll do it. It's just like that bit at the end of doing a big shop is just a walk of temptation, where it's the reason that you shop online, so that you can't see the things in the shop and get distracted and do like a hungry order, because you have to specifically search for the things that you want. Whereas they still do that, like, things you might have missed, you might like, why not buy? And you're just like, no, stop it. Don't tempt me, Frodo. Fifi, your paws are very demure. Look at them. Look at those little hands together. Or they'll email like, hey, you got this in your basket, do you want to buy it? Oh my gosh, yeah. Okay, so that reminds me, actually, I got an email the other day so I bought 2 items from the same shop on separate occasions. One of them was for a friend I saw this weekend just gone. One of them is for Kirsty. And the one I saw this weekend just gone, that one didn't arrive, but on the Monday, or was it Tuesday? It doesn't matter. On the Monday, I got an email being like, your thing's out for delivery. And I was like, oh, it must be his present finally arriving. His is just lost to time at this point. It was Kirsty's one, and it was like torn apart. It was like, even in the every, this is where you know the story's gone wrong, because it's every, but even in the every, like, we've delivered your parcel photo, you can see that it's completely trashed, and they're still just like, aha. It's like a dog bringing you something awful and being really pleased with itself and being like, look, I got it. And you're just like, it's like the pin of a grenade or something, and you're just like, no. Like, why have you brought me this? But I've forgotten why I started this story. La la la. Oh yeah, that was it. So I then had to complain, and I messaged them on like Facebook Messenger. I messaged them on Instagram. I emailed them, like any way I could message on their like website form. Any way I could message. I was like, look, this is not good enough. I need a replacement for this, because this is just like unusable now. And then I finally sorted out. They sent me an email being like, would you like it replaced? And I replied, yes. And then they replied to that email being like, hello, I see you've had some problems. Would you like it replaced? And I was like, yes. And then this morning I woke up, and the first email that I saw was them being like, we see your item was delivered. How did we do? And I was just like, don't even talk to me. I was like, firstly, there's one that's never arrived. Secondly, this one's trashed. I've had to speak to you 5 times to get it replaced. Do not ask me right now, how did you do? Would you like it replaced? I was like, my goodness. I will reply to this email when I have an item in my hand that is actually functional. Until then, you will not be hearing from me. Look at Phoebe. Imagine just being having just like a little Gerry hat to fall asleep with. She's so squished in. Gerry, why are you looking so sad? What's going on in this day? It really does sound like a dog delivering a chewed up letter. Yeah, just being like, I did it. Are you pleased? Treat now. But yeah, hopefully they will both arrive and be suitable. And Kirsty's not down until the 5th of December. So hopefully it will arrive before then. I think both of them are tickling each other with their ears. I think they keep wondering why they've got tickly things on their ears and it's just the other one's ears. Just give her the trash on. It can be a craft project. Here you go. Something to do. That reminds me, there's something I said on this week's Comfort Zone that I'm thinking I might have to take out. Basically, Kirsty has like an upper respiratory infection. She's getting better now. She's pretty much better. But that meant that she wasn't talking very much, which just meant that this week's Comfort Zone is just me having free reign. And I think it's going to end up being like a half an hour episode because I'm going to have to go through and tame myself back to a normal level. Because there were like 3 moments where she was like, what are you saying? Stop. So I feel like I've gone back to, when it was lockdown and then all of a sudden it was lockdown and you could go out and see people again and you just hadn't really known how to function as a person for a couple months. Gerry, it's ears on your ears. I feel like I've gone back to that. Although I thought Miss Cupcakes had usurped you anyway. That's true. We don't actually have to do the podcast anymore. It's not ours. It got stolen. I'm still in that phase of life I never left. Yeah. It do be like that. Oh, Gerry, are you tipping or are you good? That reminds me, actually, I saw a comment yesterday about something on who I know. Fifi, you can't eat his toffees. Fifi, get your head out of there. Fifi. Fifi, no. I was reading comments. But I saw a comment and it said, Bryony clearly felt this way during this video. And I was just like, did I? That's nice to know. I was not aware I had felt that way, but clearly I did. Thank you. Gerry boy. My Gerry baby. And then there was a comment that I won't repeat because I'm not entirely convinced it's not something that's what's the word? What's the word when it's like controversial? But I can't even think how to describe what I'm saying. Un-PC. What's the word for something not being a PC thing to say? I'm pretty sure it's one of those. I think that word is controversial. What's the word you use when something's like controversial? But I think it's one of those. But it was one of these things that I don't know how. Yeah, I think it might be problematic. But it wasn't a phrase that I knew to know if it is problematic. And I felt like, I was like, I know they're insulting me. But I don't understand what they're saying. So I don't know what level of insulted to be. I just know that I should be. But it was difficult to be offended because I didn't quite understand what they were trying to say. Was it you? Ted, not again. But I've learned a few of those phrases that I thought were totally okay. Yeah, it's got the air of being problematic about it, this comment. So I mean, they were definitely trying to be mean. I just jokes on them. I'm illiterate. I can't be offended by this because I can't read. But yeah. Gerry, where are you going and why are you being so violent about it? Am I in your way? I don't think I'm in your way. Morning, Dunk. Oh no, I'm getting kisses. And now you're trying to push me out the way. Gerry, baby, this is mixed messages. And now he go. And now he go. Good morning, Raven. He back? Gerry! I don't know if you're going to kiss or bite me. So this is how Alex feels. If there's any possibility of offence, probably best avoid. Yeah, that was the thing. I was just like, I don't know what they're saying, but I feel offended. But only in a very skin deep way when I don't actually know. I don't know. I'll just insert mean vibe. But yeah. Have I finished all of the stories I started now, or was there something else I didn't finish? I can't remember. My mind is just a wasteland of forgotten sentences and story points. Started conversations. Start a new one just in case. You started the story giving the bunnies Nana and didn't finish it. Well, Gerry just got Nana last night because he didn't have any medicine to have. So I just gave him a big lump of banana. I'm now concerned about how out-of-date bread thanks to Miss Cupcakes, and that if it's stale, go to jail. This is the thing, if you have something that rhymes, it'll stick with you more. Oh my gosh, that's a point. This doesn't rhyme, so it's sort of unrelated. But I finally can spell diarrhea. I finally have a way that I will remember how to spell diarrhea. So that's nice. I mean, it's not as useful now that I don't work at a vet, so I don't really have to talk about diarrhea as much as now. I just do it for fun rather than for business. Because back when I was at the vet, I was having to write. You forgot the method already? Oh my gosh. Wait, this is when it turns out I actually can't spell it. Wait. Does it begin DIA? It does begin DIA, doesn't it? Yes. Okay. So the way that you spell it, the way you remember is you do the DIA and then, so that bit you just have to know is dire. But then after that, it is Roger Rabbit hops over every apple. So it's RRHOEA. Diarrhea. Which I guess doesn't work because I think in America you spell it differently. But if you're British, you can remember Richard. Why do I keep saying Richard? Roger Rabbit hops over every apple. No O in the USA. Yeah. Yeah. So there you go. Diarrhea. Diarrhea. Because I've always wanted to put the H right at the very start. This is American erasure. Sorry. You can have I'm trying to think of, isn't learning great? Back when I worked at the vet, I used to just have to write down diarrhea all the time, and I never had a way. So you always just write D plus because I just could not remember how to do it. So this is big news for me. And it still stuck with me, the difference between stalagmites and stalactites. I finally found a way to remember which one is which of those. Yeah, you'd have like D plus if it was standard diarrhea, and then you'd have like D plus plus if it was really bad. You'd have like H plus D plus if it was hemorrhagic. You'd have like D plus 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 if it was really bad. It just kept on. How do we decide as a language base to use? I don't know why Rio is the way. How much did Disney Plus pay for that ad? Where is diarrhea from? Don't say the but. I mean etymology. Is it? Who is to blame? It's Greek. It runs in the genes, am I right? Well, Sarah, are you listening? The double R in diarrhea comes from the Greek. I see. The bowls. You should not have diarrhea in your bowls. It's very unhygienic. I can teach you the German word for diarrhea if you want. For some reason, it made me giggle the other day. I was reading something in German, and I was reading something about, I've forgotten, but it made me giggle. Is it something like Speckelscheiß? Like a speck of poo? Is it das große Scheiß? I don't know. Stalactites and stalagmites. Yes. So people always try to teach me things like the one with the C is on the ceiling and the G is on the ground. And that never stuck with me. And then people were like, tights fall down. But for me, I'm like, they might fall down. So again, that didn't help at all. But whoever it was, I can't actually remember. It was one of yours. Whoever it was that pointed out that a capital T looks like a spike hanging down and a capital M is like spikes coming up from the ground. That one has stuck with me, and now I actually know the difference. Was it Rithian? Well, it wasn't one of you, then it was bloody Rithian. Because nothing has ever stuck with me before. And I've been trying to learn that for like however many years of my life I've been aware of stalactites and stalagmites. So there you go. Finally found one that works. So now I've got stalactites, stalagmites, and diarrhea. Life is good. Unless I'm in America. And then I just have to remember that the O isn't there. Boop. How often do they crop up? I don't know. It's not a combination of symptoms. It really is. It really do be. Sorry, Vivi. Hang on. You can have this. Well, actually, you can have your treat now if you want. Your digging is so gentle on my pajamas. You're so adorable. Do it one more time and then you can have your treat. What's this? What's this? It's just so gentle. Okay, baby. Okay. Okay. Right. Oh, geez, you collode. You collide. Oh my gosh, I can't put this down without hitting my knees in the head. There we go. Okay, enjoy the crunch. Gerry is it? Oh, bunnies. Here you go. Am I going to be trying to... When are they doing a 24-hour Dota stream? When's that? Is that their Jingly Jam stream? Imagine having to use your nose to find out where food is. Just rub your face in your meal. It really do be. Friday the 6th. I lied, it's 12 hours. Which 12 hours? Is it a nighttime one or a daytime one? 12 p.m. until 12 a.m. I might be able to join for a few then. Gerry, do you know on this specific piece of grass if they'll have me? They've got their Dota team, so I might not be wanted. But yeah, I'm very busy in the day on the 5th, or the 6th. But in the evening, not so much. Team up and we can beat them. Oh no. I've got my, I'm going out for a Christmas dinner with my foster group on the 6th. But if they'll still be playing when I get back, so that should be fine. Hello, Tucci. Hello. Little man, what are you thinking? What's going on in there? What is baby boy at, Oh, there you go. There you go. Does Dad play Dota with Ffion? I think, yeah, he has done. I don't really know. There's like a whole group of them that played together. But to be honest, I've not played Dota for a while. So I'm a bit out of... I don't know who the current teams are. Because it can chop and change a bit. But I assume so. Hello, Hayley. Oh my gosh, I've just seen the time. Just seen the bloody time. Look at you. It's time for me to run away and get some work done that I did not get to do yesterday. Smushings. Look at he. A little guy. So I don't know if people saw, but I won't be streaming at 2. I'll actually be streaming at 5. Because I've got a brand deal. So I think it'll be on this channel. But it do depend. It's me and Ped playing the game, and we're going to try to do the thing where you stream to both, but I don't really know how you do that, so so I don't know if it will be. If not, I'll let you know. It might just be on Ped's channel, or it might just be on mine, or it might be on both with great success. They've released the first week of the Jingle Jam schedule. It's on the Reddit. I think it might be on the YouTube community. It's on, if you look at Simon's Blue Sky, it's on there, or it's up on Twitter, or I think they put it on Instagram as well. So yeah, whichever one of those you use. It's in my announcements in the Discord. That's true. I forgot about that one. So wherever you get your information, it should be in some form on there. But yeah, I think it's up to the first... I think it's up to the Saturday that they've got it. Because yeah, I guess it starts on a Sunday, doesn't it? Yeah, that makes sense. That do make sense. Oh, Gerry. My little baby boy. But yes, so I should be back at 5. Somewhere. Somewhere I'll be appearing at 5 o'clock. Fingers crossed. But until then, everyone, I hope you have very lovely days. And wait, is there a raid? I don't know if I've seen you say there is one. Oh, should we go to Clyde? Clyde's very lovely. Didn't say. Oh, sorry. Well, get out of here. Go on scram. Everyone, take care of yourselves. Be good, and I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye for now. Bye-bye. tea. We gone. Thank you. Look at this little guy. Yeah, you. Bye bye.